Hey, what it do? What it do? What it do, lineage? What's up, man? This is your brother Chief Kalanago with another one. I'm telling you, it's another one, right? And it's always a beautiful thing. And this information is strictly for knowledge purposes, man, giving thanks to all my righteous ancestors. You dig? It's time for the American Aborigines. It's our time, okay? Let's make this thing happen. I'm not going to be on here too long. Listen, half an hour, 40 minutes tops, if so much. I just want to drop some quick information so that you have, I'm just giving you enough tools and information and knowledge so you could start teaching your children. All right. I heard some people say, well, some people in the household, they may not, they wouldn't believe it and they're not ready. It's fine. Everybody's not going to be ready. Okay. But what I'm doing is I'm giving you enough information so you could start planting those seeds. All right. So, with that being said, what's up, James Davis? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Yvonne Shishi, what it do? What it do? All right. Welcome to the bill. Welcome to the bill. Let's get into this. Boom. All right. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the Smithsonian website and we're just going to get right into it. I'm not even going to waste no time. And please, I'm letting you know right now, okay? Anytime I ask you to believe me, I'm lying to you because in the word believe, there's the word lie. So I'm only coming here to drop facts. I'm only coming here to drop truth. I only deal with the knowing. Anybody with their belief system, take that somewhere else. I ain't got time for that, all right? Let's dive into this. Boom. For those of you who are missing the live, you will catch the replay. We got to make this thing happen right now, okay? Let us go into the story of Peter Pan, Peter Pan's Indian tribe, all right? Because you see, all these little clues used to be given, but they took all these things out of circulation. I wonder why. Let us get into that, lineage. Let's get into it. Let's go straight to the Smithsonian website, okay? And we're going to get into the little, what we call the Peter Pan story. I put the links in the description for you because I like you to do your own due diligence, okay? I like to make sure you have the resources so you're able to do your own thing. The racist history of Peter Pan's Indian tribe, right? Even in the early 20th century, though critics saw Tiger Lily and her fellow Pekingese as caricatures. Now, if we're going to get into the word Pickaninny right in a few minutes, right? But let us proceed, okay? And guess what? See what the Indians look like in the Peter Pan story, in the Peter Pan comic. Now let me ask you a question. Does this look, and of course, the pale face came in, which is the one all the way to my right? But let me ask you a question. Does that look like any of the natives of today? You see, y'all people better stop playing. Like I keep telling y'all, I'm going to keep digging and digging and digging. And for all those of you who still don't get it and still can't realize who you are, who we are, that this is the so-called red Indian, brown skinned people, okay? Red skin doesn't mean pale skin. All right? So let us proceed. You see what the complexion of the chief? You see the complexion of the little girl next to him? I'm assuming that's his daughter. Doesn't that remind you of our little beautiful brown skinned daughters? Huh? All right, then. Let us proceed from left to right. Princess Tiger Lily. That's who she is. Look at how Princess. See the complexion of Princess Tiger Lily. Does she look like one of the current natives to you? Absolutely not. Okay. Then we have the Indian chief, and we have Peter Pan, of course, depicted in the 1953 film. That's 1953. So even in 1953, okay, right before leading up to the civil rights, our people knew who they were. They knew they were Indians. That's why they were fighting for their rights. They wasn't fighting for rights to be, people from Africa. No, they were fighting for Indian civil rights. That's what it was. And they, of course, they changed it to the Negro civil rights, colored people civil rights, but it was Indian civil rights. Those are the nicknames for the civil rights. And that didn't apply to us anyway because we were not civilians, because we American Indians, we were supposed to have our own. And of course, like I always tell you, Indian is a misnomer, yes, but it is a general term politically that was used, okay, and accepted by everybody to identify the American Aborigines. Just like how you have Australian Aborigines, we are the American Aborigines. Okay, a misnomer American Indian. But I always say we cannot and should not give up American Indian because that is what was used in all the treaties. Okay, all the treaties, all the declarations, all the resolutions, and in the Constitution, the term Indian is our way back home to our Aboriginal titles as the American Aborigines. Okay, so I just want to make that clear. So let's proceed. When Peter Pan opened in 1904, okay, that was all the way in 1904, okay, not just 1953, but all the way in 1904 across the seas. It was an instant hit. From the beginning to the end, a thing of pure delight. Wrote the Times of London, because it was in London, that December in 1904. Part of that delight was Neverland. Now, what was Michael Jackson's home again for the children? What was it called? Neverland, wasn't it? See, the man was giving y'all clues. But anyway, that's another story. Let's proceed. A place where all the imaginings of the darling children came to life. All right. Peter Pan's creator, J.M. Barrie, described Neverland as an island of coral reefs and wreckish looking craft in the offing, and savages and lonely liars, right? Lonely layers, pardon me. Now, didn't they always call us savages? But look at the complexion of the savages. That's why I say I always got to laugh, man. And gomes, who are mostly tailors, and caves through which a river runs, and the princess with 6 elder brothers and 1 very small old lady with a hook nose. This was the cast of the characters that populated turn of the century playtime in Britain. Now, that was in Britain in 1904. And in the play, as one New York Times reviewer wrote in 1905, Mr. Barrie presents not the pirate or the Indian of the group of fiction, but the creations seen by the childish eyes. In practice, that meant portraying the fierce tribe that live on Neverland, okay, which they call the Americas, by the way, just so y'all know, in a way that even in the early 20th century looked like a caricature, as the Times of the London wrote. The Neverland is peopled by Red Indians. Once again, you see the complexion of the Red Indians and the pirates who lose no time in showing us that they know how to behave as sick. The Red Indians always lay their ear to the ground, then give vent to unearthly yells and prepare for scalping somebody, a pirate for choice. Now, that is something that we always did. Lay our ears to the ground, and we're able to tell certain things. Even in the islands, we did that. As a young child, as a young boy growing up, I could literally place my ear to the ground and tell you what type of transportation that was coming. If it was a truck, a van, a car, and tell you exactly what model and make. I was able to do that literally at the age of 9 and 10. Okay, so stop playing with me. All right, let us proceed. At the time, this portrayal wasn't controversial, but while much of Barrie's original work is just as delighted today as 110 years ago, 110 years ago, they were showing the Indians like us, the brown copper-colored Americans, like we are and we have always been. And that was 110 years ago. So how come today, in 2023, you're African American and you're from Africa? Something just don't add up. But anyway, Tiger Lily and her tribe have become a problem for contemporary productions. There's no real reason for a tribe of Native Americans, not to be confused with the softer-hearted Delawares or the Haroons. Now, even in St. Vincent, there's a bear called Haroon. I'm putting y'all on to game. Barrie wrote, to live on the Neverland where they are impossible to excise from the story, but it's almost as impossible to depict them in a way that's not offensive, because they have always called us savages, right? In the play, Peter refers to the tribe as Pickaninny warriors. Now, let me tell you, go to the islands. Go to the islands and see what we call young children. We call them Pickaninny, particularly in Jamaica as well. Yo, are you picking that? That's an American Indian term for our children, man. Pickaninny, children warriors. Y'all gonna learn today. I keep telling y'all, I'm gonna give y'all that work. And the Peter and Wendy Barrier's book-long adaptation of the story, published in 1911, they are introduced as the Pickaninny tribe. y'all better recognize a blanket stand in for others of all stripes, from Aboriginal populations in the Australia to descendants of the slaves in the United States. Barry's tribes people communicate in Pidgin. The Braves have lines like wa. Tiger Lily is slightly more loquacious. She'll say things like, Peter Pan save me. Me, he's very nice friend. Me, no let pirates hurt me. They call Peter the great white father. Of course, that's the illusion that we were taught, part of the indoctrination. The name that Barrier had originally chose for the entire play, guess what it was, my brothers and sisters? A tum-tum pounded in victory is a key plot point. But let's read a little more. It was a popular fantasy troupe, says Anne Heimbert, Altrin, a professor of English of Central Michigan University and the editor of a scholarly edition of Peter Pan. Barry was telling the story in the very early 1900s, and so part of it, I think, was this was a good story. This will stage well. He was very Victorian, and that's the age when British people were still proud to brag that the sun never set on the British Empire. Okay. Peter Pan grew from Barry's relationship with a family of boys, the Lewin Davies brothers, and the games they used to play. In the biography, J.M. Barrie and Lost Boys, the writer and filmmaker Andrew Birkin suggests that there was a world of pirates, Indians, and wrecked islands, a sort of min-mash of Victorian adventure stories. Barrie likely would have been influenced by James Fenimore Cooper's stories. Alton says he was loved. Penny Dreadfuls, trashy adventure or adventurous novels. Birkin writes that one book in particular, The Coral Island, provided the outline for the adventures that Barrie created for the Llewellyn Davies boys. The book does have natives in it. Shipwrecked on an island, the white heroes came upon two groups of native people, one in pursuit of the other. When the pursuers, threatened to kill a woman and her children, the heroes came to the rescue. They befriended the tribe they would save, and in particular, the Chief Beautiful's daughter. It's not so unlike how Peter and Tiger Lily became friends when he saves her from doom at the hands of the Captain Hook's pirate. However, the tribe ended up in Peter Pan. Barry's work has not scrutinized as closely as the portrayals of the natives in the children's book written a generation later. Mary Poppins, for instance, or A Little House on the Prairie, which were subject to more serious criticism, both popular and academic. First written in 1934, more than 20 years after Barrie published Peter and Wendy, Mary Poppins included a chapter in which that famous nanny takes her charges to visit the 4 points of the compass where they met in Arthur P.L. Travers' work, a Mandarin in the East and an Indian in the West. Like I told you, that's why they call us West Indians. We are the Indians of the West, or in the West, and an Eskimo in the North, and blacks in the South who speak in a Pickaninny language. So the same blacks they're calling us still are they Indians, because Pickaninny is an Indian word, and that's what we call our children, our young ones, Pickaninny. Okay? By the 1980s, this chapter was considered so objectionable that the San Francisco Public Library took the book off the shelves. Travers rewrote the chapter to feature a panda, dolphin, polar bear, and a macaque or mascot. Some books were so obviously offensive that they were altered almost immediately. Agatha Christie's And Then There Were None was first published in Britain in 1935 as 10 Little What? 10 Little Niggers. Right here. Let me ask you a question. When was the last time you heard they were calling Native American niggers? Even when you go in one of the Oxford dictionaries, it tell you niggers was in, I think, in one of the third definitions, it tell you that that's a derogatory name that was used for actually American Indians as well. You see what I'm saying? So in 1935, they wanted to rename it and publish it in Britain, another version of it called the 10 Little Niggers. The title was changed in 1940 for the first American edition, and while Laurie Ingalls' widely A Little House on the Prairie, first published in 1935, has been revised, there's an extensive body of scholarly criticism exercising the portrayal of the Osage people in the Ingalls family encounters and frightening other. By contrast, Peter Pan has gotten off rather lightly occasionally. The play's content derails a performance in 1994. One Long Island school canceled a planned production, but there's little critical academic work focused on the tribe that Barrie created, and the original text still stands unrevised. Peter Pan is really weird in this sense because it's protected. Alton says Barrie gifted the copyright to the Great Ormond Street Hospital for Children in London, and when the copyright expired in 1987, the British Parliament passed a special extension that gave the hospital the rights to receive royalties from the stage production, radio broadcast, ebooks, and other adaptations in perpetuity. Okay, for years, the hospital kept tight control over who, Peter Pan, and how. Nobody could touch it, Alton says. In the United Kingdom, anyone adapting the story or anyone performing it, even schools, still has to apply to the hospital for the license. The earlier adaptations were approved, though did not do much to update Barrie's portrayal of the native people. If anything, 1953 Disney movie doubled down on racial stereotypes, one of the film's songs in What Made the Red Man Red. Okay, and here we go. Let us look at the video of that little What Makes the Red Man Red. Okay, and we see, of course, the complexion of this so-called red man. Huh? Keep telling y'all, man.
Teach 'em, pale-faced brother, all about Red Man.
Good. This should be most enlightening.
What makes the red man red?
When did he first say ugh?
Why does he ask you how?
Why does he ask you how?
Why does he ask you how? Once the Injun didn't know all the things that he knows now, but the Injun, he sure learned a lot, and it's all from asking
How?
We translate for you. Panda means what Panda means, and Ganda means that.
No dance. Oh, get 'em firewood.
When did he first say oh? When did he first say oh? In the Injun book it say when first great married squaw, he came out with deep big mouth when he saw his mother-in-law. What made the red man red? What made the red man red? Let's go back a million years to the very first Injun prince. He kissed a maid and start to blush, and we've all been blushing since. Right from the headland, a real true story of the red man. No matter what's been written or said, now you know why the red man red.
Sure. What? Take 'em tattoo. Wahoo!
Wah, get 'em firewood.
Squaw no get some firewood. Squaw go home.
All right. So just wanted to kind of share this with y'all, man. Share this with y'all. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to come back to the chat real quick. Like I said, man. All right. Y'all better recognize this is not a game, man. All right. I went all the way back in the 1900s to show y'all they were still showing us as the complexion we are today. Okay. As we are today. So what happened in 2023 and 2024? You tell me, why are we African American and why we think we're from Africa? What's wrong with my people, man? What's wrong with y'all? Anyway, I put that link in the description for everybody. Okay, so you could check it out yourself. Now, I'm gonna go to U.S. Title 28, Section 162A. I'm giving my people all the source. I'm giving y'all information, and I keep telling y'all all we have to do is unite. You see, I keep telling you, all we have to do is unite. That's it. Come together. Okay, let us go into that right now. Title 25, U.S. Code, Section 162A, deposit of tribal funds in banks, bonds, collateral, security, investments, collections from irrigation projects, affirmation action required. Boom. Let's read that. Deposit of tribal trust funds in banks. The Secretary of the Interior, which is the BIA, all right, is hereby authorized in his discretion and under such rules and regulations as he may prescribe to withdraw from the United States Treasury, okay, and to deposit in banks to be selected by him the common or community funds of any Indian tribe which are or may hereafter be held in trust by the United States and on which the United States is not obligated by law to pay interest at higher rates than can be procured by the banks. Basically, what's happening is that a lot of our land and monies were put in trust of the United States as an investment, but the interest was not to be more or procured more than the bank rates. So they owe us so much is not even funny. But like I said, the real Indians out here calling themselves Black and African Americans trying to get reparations. Why you think you're not getting reparations or redress? Because reparations means to repair. So I'm teaching my people how to repair. That's what we are doing right now. After we repair, we come together, we create the community, the nation is already established. Okay? Become part of the nation, we step up, and then we go for the redress. Boom, with interest. Boom. What more can I say? Let me proceed, but y'all don't hear me though. Okay, let's read. The said secretary is also authorized under such rules and regulations as he may prescribe to withdraw from the United States Treasury and to deposit in banks, be selected by him the funds held in trust by the United States for the benefit of whom? Individual Indians. Why do you think they have these so-called natives getting everything we're supposed to get and more? They're not even getting half of what we're supposed to get. They're just giving them hush-hush money. But when the real Indians stand up, I keep telling you, they don't have a choice. They don't have a choice but fall back and let us step back into our rightful place. Give us back the birthright. But y'all keep playing the games, though. Y'all want to be on Facebook playing games and being distracted and talking a whole lot of bullshit. But anyway, let us proceed. Provided that no individual Indian money shall be deposited in any bank until the bank shall have agreed to pay interest thereon at a reasonable rate. Subject, however, to the regulations of the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve System in the case of member banks and of the Board of Directors of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation in the case of insured non-member banks, except that the payment of interest may be waived in the discretion of the Secretary of the Interior on any deposit which is payable on demand. My brothers and sisters, all we have to do is step up, organize, okay? All we have to do is adjust our status. We don't have to do no big set of paperwork. Why do you think I'm giving y'all all that information? And put it on the record who we are, come together as a collective, and boom, guess what? It is time to make that demand because it's time to pay. Okay? Because we're going to make that demand. But y'all don't hear me though. Let's proceed. Provided further that no tribal or individual Indian money shall be deposited in any bank until the bank shall have furnished an acceptable bond, or pledged collateral security, therefore, in the form of public debt, obligation of the United States, and other bonds, notes, or obligations which are unconditionally guaranteed as to both interest and principal by the United States, except that no such bond or collateral shall be required to be furnished by any such bank which is entitled to the benefits of Section 12B of the Federal Reserve Act. With respect to any deposits of such tribal or individual funds, to the extent that such deposits are insured under such section, provided, however, that nothing contained in this section or in Section 12B of the Federal Reserve Act shall operate to deprive any Indian having unrestricted funds on deposit in any such bank of the full protection afforded by Section 12B of the Federal Reserve Act, irrespective of any interest such Indians may have in any restricted Indian funds on deposits in the same bank to the credit of a dispersing agent of the United States. So basically, we have our money in trust, is being invested, but we're not stepping up to say who we are. We want to be from Africa. So I'm just saying, but not me though. Okay. For the purpose of this section and said act, said unrestricted funds shall be constitute a separate and distinct basis for the insurance claim, provided further that the Secretary of Interior, if he deems it advisable and for the best interest of the Indians, which is us, but we don't have our best interest at heart because we're not trying to come together. We want to be Black. We want to be African. So obviously we don't have our best interest at heart. So why would they have our best interest at heart? I'm just saying, right? May invest the trust funds of any tribe or individual Indians in any public debt obligation of the United States and in any bond, notes, or other obligations which are unconditionally guaranteed as to the bond interest and principal by the United States, and provided further that the foregoing shall apply to the funds of the Osage tribe of Indians and the individual members thereof only with respect to the deposit such funds in the banks. All right. So I'm just giving y'all some information, opening up your mind. Okay. Go read it yourself, analyze it yourself. Okay. This is Title 25, Section 162A. All right. Boom. Ah, man, I keep telling you, man, knowledge is so powerful and beautiful, man. It's just amazing, man. It's just amazing. All right. Okay. Oh, no doubt, Trend Zone. We coming for that real gold and silver. You know what I mean? Oh, hey, guess what? We'll settle for the land, because that's where the real resources are anyway. All right. But just in case you're a little bit confused, let us go into where we have that at that vintage Britney Crayola, which I've already shown this before. But since that we showed the Peter Pan little cartoon movie, we are going to kind of like solidify the complexion of those Indians, even if we saw it in Peter Pan, okay? And we see that they were actually trying to call them the 10 little niggas. But hey, what can I say, right? But here we go. This is again the Indian red, okay? Indian red. Let us kind of like zoom on that a little. You see that? Indian red. You see what color that is? Indian red. Why do you think they took it out of circulation in schools? Indian red. Watch it. What's the color of Indian red? Brown, dark brown. Okay, that's Indian red. Okay, now go compare that to what you just seen. Okay, they are brown people. Okay, brown people. So let me ask you, if this is Indian red that was taken out of circulation, who are these people that call themselves the natives today? Something just don't add up. It don't add up. No, it doesn't add up. Okay, boom. Now let us go to more solidification. Not that we need it, but we're going to go to Noah Webster's 1828 dictionary. Here we are. Let us go read who an American is. American. Check this out. American. A native of America. Okay. That is that native in the sense that original, because native was hijacked by the United States to mean just born. But before Before that, native actually meant original. Okay, so we have original native and we have born native. Okay, so just like you have indigenous, indigenous mean two things. You have original indigenous and you have born indigenous, which is born native. Okay, so here we are. A Native of America originally applied to who? The Aboriginals. We are the Aborigines. Just like how you have Australian Aboriginals. Okay, we are the American Aborigines. Okay, misnomered American Indian. And I already told you why we should not give up American Indian, because that is our way back home. Okay, or what? Or copper colored races. Copper color. What's copper color? Copper color is like the penny, right? Found here by the Europeans, but now applied. You see that? But now applied, meaning that they took our place. It's called trading places. Okay? To the descendants of Europeans born in America, and born means to be a native. Boom. It is really that simple. Now, let me just solidify this for you and show you the etymology of the word indigenous, which I've already done before, but just for the purpose of this lesson, we are going to do it once more. Okay? Etymology of indigenous. Let's see what it means. Here we are. Okay? Indigenous. What does it say? Born or originating in a particular place. So yes, these Native Americans are indigenous because they were born. They were born in the Americas, and they are also indigenous to the United States, the corporation. But they are not originating in the Americas. We are. You see the wordplay, the semantics that's being played with words. So when you hear the United Nations talking about indigenous people, they made it so vague because they know it means two things. That's why they left it up to the individual to interpret what indigenous mean. So I'm teaching you exactly the difference between born and originating. So they are just born. We are actually originating. We are born and originating. As a matter of fact, we sprung from the land, which is autochthonous. So we are the autochthon of the land, which are the American Aborigines. Okay? All right, here we go. So when we look at autochthon, one who sprung from the soil, okay, he inhabits. So we sprung from the American soil, okay? We literally sprung from the soil. So we are the autochthonous American Aborigines, which is the same thing in essence, okay? But anybody could be indigenous, depends on the perspective and the context, because it means to be born or originating. We are original and they are born. So yes, they are indigenous, okay? And they are only native to the United States because that's what created them. They are a created people that the United States put in place. All right. So just wanted to come on here and share some information with y'all, man, because like I said, I'm on a mission, man. I'm on a mission. Y'all just don't get it. Y'all just don't get it. All right. Wow. Okay. So I hope this little video, like I said, I'm not going more than 40 minutes. I just wanted to come on here and just, drop some gems, some jewels on y'all, drop a little bit of sauce, because just to let you know, like, this is the perfect time. We are right on time. And now is the time to unite. Now is the time to tribe up. Now is the time to nationalize. Okay. That's all we have to do, lineage. And when we step up in these numbers, guess what? They have to pay. They have to go into this trust. And they have to release the bread because they owe us that bread and they owe us land. Okay? I'm telling you, man, y'all just don't understand and comprehend and understand and overstand how we're living in such a beautiful day and age. Okay? It's a beautiful day and age. But I implore my brothers and sisters, stop playing the games on Facebook, man. Like, y'all you keep playing the games on Facebook. Grown people playing games on Facebook when we got things to deal with. And that's why I'm deleting people, here and there. I see the BS, I'm deleting people, man. I don't care. I ain't got time for this, man. Everything else should not be a priority except for this. That's all we should be talking about. Coming together, you know, restoring our birthright. That should be the only thing we should be seeing on Facebook and on over social media. Leave the distractions alone. Leave Jada Pinkett alone. Leave Jay-Z alone. Leave Beyonce alone. Leave all the nonsense alone, man. Leave it alone. And what's even more surprising, it's most of that is coming from our sisters. Like, come on, man. Leave it alone. And a lot of y'all dudes too, y'all acting worse than women. This is crazy. Man, listen, our birthright is literally at our fingertips to be given to us, man. Let's take it. It's ours. Especially when now everybody's in disarray. All this is going on. Like, come on, it's chaos going on. We got to step in and bring back order. You feel me? This got to be priority. We got elders. We got children. Come on, man. Let me show y'all something, man. Because like I tell people, when I speak and I give you information, I'm giving you things that I could prove and validate. Okay? Well, of course, certain things come from the ancestors and I just can't find them in books. So it is what it is, right? But let me show y'all something. What is the average life expectancy in the U.S.? Let me show y'all something. The average life expectancy in the U.S. is about 77 years old. Let me put y'all onto some game right now. If y'all think this is a game, okay? Because it seems like y'all want to work for the rest of your lives to please your boss, while your boss is the one, you know, having private jets and taking vacations and family trips every other month, and then you working, killing yourself. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't work. That's what you got to do to take care of your family right now. Do it. But I want you to know we don't have to do this for the rest of our life because we already have everything in abundance. We just got to step in our rightful place and claim it. Check this out. The average life expectancy in the Americas is about 77 years old, right? And then they raised the retirement age to 67. So basically, you work all your life until you're 67, and then you retire at 67, and you only have 10 years to enjoy the last 60 years that you have worked. You do the math. Tell me I'm bugging. Man, I want to put y'all onto these games, man. But what can I say? What can I say? All I could do is show it to you. I cannot force you to drink water. I could take you to the well, but I cannot force you to drink water. Okay, I could give you the information. I could let you know, hey, listen, brothers and sisters, we already have the nation. It's already established. It's solid. All we have to do is come together. That's it. Come together. And don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's going to be easy. Nothing is easy. But trust me, we will overcome because it's already ours. The time is ripe. Not right, but ripe as I'm dealing with nature. Because things in nature are ripe or they are green. Okay? So the time is ripe. And all we have to do, like I said, is come together and step up and put the pressure, because pressure is going to buzz that pipe. Eventually, that pipe, we are going to bust that pipe open wide. Okay? And we come in with the hot water. Okay? It's really that simple. It's really that simple. So think about what I just said. The average life expectancy in the United States is literally about 77 years old. They raised the retirement age to 67. So that means you have to slave until you're 67. Okay? And could barely, because most 67-year-olds right now, they're going back to work. So literally, that's an illusion thinking you could retire at 77 with inflation and everything so expensive. So you have 67, 70, 71, 72-year-olds working right now. So if you work until you are 70 and you retire at 70, 71, you only have 6 years to enjoy your fruits of your labor from working from the time you're 12, 11, 9, all the way up until you're 67 to 70. And you only have 6 years or 10 years max to enjoy that. My brothers and sisters, this is not life. That is slavery. Why do you think they import in all these immigrants, these young men that's coming here by the thousands and the thousands. Why? Because they know a generation of elders about to go, a generation of the workforce about to die, because they give you till 77 with all the bad foods, the cancer, the poison water. My brothers and sisters, it's all planned. It's all planned. It is up to us to step up and come together and say, yo, enough is enough. How we had ancestors living to 150, 160. I mean, come on. I'm talking about a few years ago. Now people could barely reach 80. Come on, man. And y'all don't see something wrong with this? Because y'all too distracted? Come on. Am I the only one seeing this? Am I the only one who's concerned? Am I the only one who cares about this? Don't you want to live life? Do you always want to be in survival mode? Do you always want to worry about where the next rent is going, how the next rent is going to be paid? Come on, man. Aren't we tired of living that way in our land of abundance? And every other ethnic group, foreigner, get to come here and live the American dream. But the Americans, which we are the only ones that have the inherent right to be called Americans, we are living a nightmare. But everybody else get to come and be called American and live the American dream. Come on, man. It doesn't make sense. And all y'all want to do on Facebook is play games and talk a lot of bullshit. Looking for attention when you have a whole landmass that's yours. You have a whole continent, because it's only one continent. They only divided it into 2 and then 3, but it's only one America, which you have the north side and the south side. And then they said, hey, you know what? Let's create Central, because we have to create something for the Spaniards that's coming here. So they created Central. But this is our birthright. It's our inheritance. We've always had it. Yes, we had to lose it, because that was part of the prophecy. You feel me? But now it's time to get it back. And I just can't comprehend for the life of me, why are my people on Facebook playing all these games? Why are you so addicted to distractions? Why is that? Half of y'all want to be showing your titties on Facebook and your ass. That's all you care about. You do a video, you have a message, but the video is on your titties. Like it's your titties talking. Brothers on here arguing with women, getting into emotional conversation with women, debating with women, competing with women. What's going on, man? Where are the real men at? Our job is not to argue and debate with women and put women down. No, man. It's not our job. And sisters, your job is not to be on here gossiping all day and talking a bunch of, I want to use some colorful words, but my mother might hear this. So I'm going to just kind of, keep it cool. But that's not your job. You are a nurturer. You're supposed to care. You're supposed to bring back the nation together and teach the youngins. And brothers, we're supposed to be examples to the younger brothers. Not every day on here smoking and drinking and come on, man. It's time to restore. That's what the reparation is about. Reparation means to repair. It is time for repairing. You are not going to get redress unless you repair, okay? Because how can you get something that's so sacred when you are damaged? It's not going to happen. The ancestors will not allow it to happen. So you are living an illusion to think that you could just live your life anyway, be unrighteous, and you're going to get back the inheritance. No, it's not going to happen. I want y'all to know it's not going to happen, because things are more spiritual now than they were in a very long time. You feel me? So you're not going to get a dime. You're not going to get nothing. You have to repair yourself. Okay? Stop. We got work to do, man. Work on self. And after you work on self, then you could come to the collective. But work on self. Practice every day. The laws of Ma'at is universal. Okay? Read the laws of Ma'at every day. Do your affirmations every day. I mean, I'm talking about, I could go all the way back in 2017. I mean, I was just doing affirmations. All the way back in 2017, doing affirmations, like just writing them down. Okay? So I tell people, growing is not just an overnight thing. You feel me? You have to constantly be practicing. It's like a workout. You cannot expect to go work out for 2 weeks straight and then stop for 6 months and think you are still going to be in shape. No. And eating what you want. No, it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Okay? Let me see. Affirmations. Let me see if I could find it. I don't know if I could find it, but nah, can't find it. But like I said, man, I have so many things I want to share with y'all. I have all type of treaties. I have all type of stuff about the United States. I got so much information, man. It's like I could do 10 videos every day and never run out of information that I have to share. Okay? I'm saying all that to say is we just have so much to work on. So many things to do. Okay, so many things to do, my brothers and sisters. Come on, man. Okay, come on. I mean, this is an affirmation. It's actually an invocation that was what, February of 2017. Okay, I sent that to myself. All right, and I wrote it and I sent it to myself. And it says, self of myself. You who know the hearts and minds of all of us, your descendants, back then I used descendants, but now I'm using ascendants, okay? Your descendants, we ask you to guide us in the second level of our roots and science. 2, our desire is to untangle the knots in our memories. Hidden in them are the precious times you have spoken to us with love, guided us with patience. Give us your sense of peace. Number 3, we desire to enter into those precious moments again so that we can know you consciously and share your indescribable joy. Number 4, we will work, even if it's painful, but slowly, to open the gates of our memories that have shut tight by false beliefs imposed on us since we were innocent children. Be with us every step of the way. I'm talking to our ancestors, okay? And I used to say that every single day. Strengthen our resolve to succeed. Increase our patience. Open our minds and hearts. Shower us with your grace. Shine your light on every step we take. I'm with you, always by our side. We will take the levels you lead us to and lead us into success. We thank you, our ancestors. Every day I used to say that. Every day I said that to myself. And more it drew me closer to my ancestors, opening up my mind. Okay? Responding to my invocations. My brothers and sisters, this journey is real, man. This journey is real. And we don't have to struggle. We don't have to. We struggle because we choose to. We suffer because we choose to suffer. You feel me? Let me show you the etymology of the word suffer. I got to show it to you again. Even if I've shown it to you before, I got to show it to you again for the purpose of this video. Let me show it to you again. Etymology of suffer. Suffrage is a choice. It is not because of your circumstances. No, it's because of a choice. Because all we have to do, if we say enough is enough, enough is enough, we could change our reality tomorrow if we want to. So I'm asking you, why is it so difficult? Why are you so prone? Why are you so addicted to the distractions? Why can't you stay focused? Why can't we love each other? Why can't we respect each other? Why can't we uplift each other? Why can't we be each other's brothers, keepers, and sisters, man? Why can't we be happy, be joyful for each other? Look at the etymology of suffer. 13th century suffer, suffering allowed to occur or to continue, refrain from hindering. In other words, what's happening to us, we are not stepping up and be proactive to prevent it from happening. You see what I'm saying? So suffrage is a choice. Fail to prevent or suppress, to make, to undergo, to endure, to be subjected in pain, death, punishment, grief, injury, and humiliation. That's what we are going through. Come on, man. Enough is enough. I don't know who I'm speaking to right now, but I know I'm speaking to somebody. And somebody could be nobody. But I know it's not falling on deaf ears, man. What is wrong with us? And I'm saying us because I'm part of the collective, even if I'm making different moves. But the point is, I'm still in it with you. I'm not going to differentiate myself and pull myself out of the equation. No, I want to walk with you. I want to stand with you. That's what I was sent for. What is holding us back? What's holding us back, people? The only thing that's holding us back is us. Nobody else but us. It is really that simple. So therefore, we are the ones that's literally responsible for what's happening to us right now. It is not the United States government. It is not the pale man. It is not the natives. It's not nobody but us. We have to become whole again. We have to get back in control of our land and our people so we could restore our people. We could repair the fallen. There's enough of us, I think, and I want to admit, there's enough of us that are actually wholesome enough where the ancestors will guide us through this. I know this for a fact because the way they communicate with me, the things they show me, the things they tell me. We have a lot of work to do. The music, we got to stop listening to this demonic music we call trap and rap. Okay? The music is literally the heartbeat. It's killing our people. We have to stand for something. And I have my sisters on Facebook doing their little reels and calling themselves bitches and hoes and all that shit gotta stop, man. Gotta stop. We gotta stop being so aggressive to each other, man. What happened to love? I mean, shoot, if you don't know how to love, like somebody, man. Damn. What happened to like? It's time to build, man. Let's build each other, man. Let's build each other, man. Come on. Enough of the destruction. For real, for real. All right? So like I said, I could only give you what was given to me to give to you. That's all I could do, man. I can't force you to do anything. All right? So the nation is already established. We just got to come together and step up. We don't have to focus on everybody else. I know everybody in your household is not going to get it. I get it. But like I said earlier in the video right? We have to realize that even people in your household, they will be your biggest oppressors, okay? They will not be your biggest fan because they are not ready. It's not their time. All right. So it's more about your spiritual connection. It's more about your spiritual lineage. That it's more about your spiritual bloodline. It's not about the physical. Okay. The physical is done. Y'all don't get this and y'all still focusing on the physical. All right. The physical is done, my people. It's done. The more you focus on the physical in regards to worldly gratification, the more you're going to deteriorate. Now, if you're focused on the physical for wealth and healthy purposes, then yes, you will elevate. But anytime it's for carnalistic you know, a way of thinking, then you're going to deteriorate. The universe is going to push back against you, period, because that's the time that we are living in right now. We are living in a time where the vibration and the frequencies need to be raised for you to get across. You feel me? And I see a lot of woke people, so-called woke people on here. I mean, they are just more destructive than anybody else because of the things they post, but yet still they woke. I don't get it. It just doesn't add up. I mean, I'm not saying once in a while you can't crack a little joke, but damn, like, come on, all day, every day. And like I tell people, you could check my track record. Go all the way back to all my videos. Go all the way back to my post on Facebook. I've always been consistent. Nobody could fake it for that long. Eventually somebody's going to show you the true colors. Period. I'm not that of a good actor. I mean, I tried it, did a couple of, movies, got a couple of roles, American Gangster, Above the Rim with Tupac. I did a few things, but apparently it wasn't for me. So I'm not that good of an actor. So all I know is just to be real, because I'm not that of a good actor. So anytime I tend to go out of my character, it feels strange to me. I cannot come on Facebook and post things that's gonna degrade my people. I can't do that. It is not in my nature. I feel like I just feel like in my spirit, my soul will not allow me to do this. That's when you know you have ascended. You feel me? It's not what you say, it's what you do. So I hear a lot of people talking, but what they're doing on Facebook, it's completely contradictory to what they're saying. Because one day you woke, the next day you're posting derogatory things. It just doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. All right? So I want y'all to know I love y'all, man, for real. When I keep telling you I love you, I love you for real. And that's a word I don't take very lightly. I don't take that word lightly at all. And you have to know what true love is in able to love a stiff-necked people. You have to know what true love is, to love a people that just don't seem to get it. But yet you still love them. That's when you know you have stepped into your Godhood, into your Christhood. Because you love them regardless. And that's why I will never give up on you. I never will. No matter what happens, I will never give up on my people. But I'm not going to let them consume me, though. No. But I'm not going to give up on you. So I'm going to continue to come here and talk to you, give you information, ask you to come together, ask you to unite, ask you to keep loving, keep caring, keep sharing. Let's build opposed to breaking down each other. Let's build each other. Let's repair each other. Let's mend each other. Let's protect each other. When they touch one, when anybody touch one, they touch all. Even the ones who look like us. It is time. All right. So I guess here I am again, wishing you a happy sunrest. Okay. Again, because I did it earlier, and have an amazing continuation of your 24. Let's build, reach out, let's link. All right. One love.